Welcome back. You're watching Live from Paris on France 24. I'm Laura Baines, here with you for the next 2 hours. Now it's time for our Media Watch segment when we talk about what's making the headlines in the French blogs and the websites and the Twitter feeds and all the rest of it. James Creedon's here to tell us about that. Hello there, James.
Good evening.
Now, the banlieue, as they're called here in France, is the suburbs, and a lot of them are very troubled, of kind of a hotbed of
When
unrest.
you say suburb in English, people think leafy, nice suburbs, sort of moneyed.
It's the
kind
direct
of,
opposite here in France.
That's right. When you say banlieue, people think of a tougher neighbourhood, a neighbourhood that lower income families, etc. And Paris is surrounded by certain neighbourhoods with tower blocks and all that. So when you talk about a banlieue, people think of
it's
these
a bit like
neighbourhoods.
Inner city estates for us, isn't
Exactly.
it?
It's actually the opposite. As you say, inner city, when we think of inner city, we think of one thing, and in France you say banlieue and they think of the same.
And politicians are often getting themselves in hot water when they try to talk about the social problems there. And the latest is Valérie Pécresse. What does she
That's right.
say?
She's the government spokeswoman, so you'd think she'd be kind of smart when it comes to communications and PR. Well, she was talking today about the Greater Paris Project. Now, that's a big plan to integrate the suburbs in Paris and the whole lot, and it involves commuting and public transport and integrating the whole thing. Let's have a listen to about what she said today about what this means for people living in the wealthy inner city, or the wealthy central parts of the city. Let's take a listen.
These people pollute your neighbourhood. They make noise around you. They block up your streets. And you just don't really want them there.
Right, so, what are the reactions been like?
So this is about people coming through Paris on commuting and all that. Obviously, very politically incorrect statement. And people are straight away saying, oh my God, she didn't just talk about the noise that people from the suburbs make, because that in France immediately reminds people of Jacques Chirac in 1991 when he spoke about le bruit et l'odeur des Maghrébins. So he spoke about the noise and the smell of immigrants from North Africa and other parts of Africa. You can see the pictures here. It became one of his most notorious statements back in 1991. And it was even turned into a song by the group Zebda, Le Bruit et l'Odeur, and they were sort of rapping away to Chirac's infamously politically incorrect statements.
She was saying these people, wasn't she?
That's right. These people coming from the banlieue, they're going to pollute your neighbourhoods, make noise, block up your streets. You don't really want them there, do you? So obviously, it's created a massive amount of reaction. So if we have a look online, there's tweets everywhere, people going onto her Twitter page and saying, oh, that was a really nice, dignified comment. She replied saying, hold on a minute, I'm a banlieusard. I was born in Neuilly-sur-Seine, which is only like the wealthiest suburb in Europe, maybe. Exactly. It's really, really rich. Other people saying, oh my God, she's the Marie Antoinette of political communications now. And she may as well have just said, let them eat bread. So what she might be worried about, it's kind of funny that this story is making the news today as well, is maybe people coming in, armed robbers coming in from the suburbs. Look at this story here. It's about an armed robber who no less than 5 times in recent weeks has broken into bakeries with his big shotgun and robbed croissants and pain au chocolat.
Oh dear, he must have been hungry.
5 different times he's done the same thing, and he doesn't take any money. He just takes viennoiserie, pain au chocolat, and
gives the poor old baker a bit of a shock on his way as well.
and then goes off and has a nice little snack for himself. It's just a really
they are
weird
good, those
story.
croissants, I have to say.
Do you want to see some French humour first?
Yes, why not?
Il n'y aura que suivre les miettes. This is a cartoon that's making so that the police are on the trail of the crumbs. You see, trail crumbs,
very good.
breadcrumbs.
If it was April Fool's Day, I don't know if I believe that one. Okay, now Dominique Strauss-Kahn, it's been a few days since we spoke about him. He's been tentatively launching a career again, hasn't he? By speaking on the conference circuit in China, and there's been some reaction to that, hasn't there?
That's right. The whole French political core, they were like, oh my God, Dominique, please just be quiet, don't say any more. Because what did he say? He said that the European economy is in serious trouble. We could be facing up to 7 years of growth, etc., unless serious measures are taken. So the reactions have been pouring in. Valérie Pécresse, who we just saw, government spokeswoman, who sort of discredited herself. She said, what did she say again? She said, look, he's probably just bitter because he's no longer a real politician, he's just a commentator. Marine Le Pen said, oh, look, he's talking on the international scene again. It's a humiliation for France. Just please be quiet. And that was parroted by Roselyne Bachelot, former health minister. She said the best favour he could do the French people is to not talk.
Oh dear. And of course his wife, the long-suffering Anne Sinclair, allegedly, has been called the most remarkable woman of the year.
That's right.
This in a ladies' magazine.
That's right.
Stand by your man.
Stand by your man. Tammy Wynette. What's her name again? Anne Sinclair. That's it.
Not Tammy Wynette.
Terra Femina. Terra Femina is the magazine in question, and they said she's the most remarkable woman of the year. Now, there's been a lot of comment about this today, Laura, not just in France but also in the US, where people are like, "What? This woman has been humiliated by her husband, and she's been voted the most remarkable woman of the year." What does this say about France's attitude to women? You know, that they think that this is a woman who deserves the best woman of the year award, essentially. But a lot of people are pointing out, look, L'Express magazine is saying here, just because she was the woman who was most remarkable doesn't mean she was the woman who was most admired.
It's a bit like
most
Time
admired,
magazine with their person of the year. They say, "Oh, it's a person of the year," but it doesn't mean we're putting anything, an accolade for them.
Exactly.
This is just, they've had an effect on world news.
Exactly.
So
she's more notorious than admired, I suppose you could say. So that's what many people are pointing out. They're saying, look, let's not get carried away here. She's the most remarkable woman of the year. But
she didn't actually say much, did she? We didn't actually hear her speak a great deal.
She just stood by him, really, at the crucial moments, I suppose. Stand by your man.
Absolutely.
So there you go. That's Anne Sinclair generating a lot of comment.
Now, the election's just around the corner, of course, here in France, and the politicians have been plugging one thing. One thing they all have in common is they want everybody to buy everything made in France.
That's right.
Don't buy anything from anywhere else.
Whatever happened to open markets and kind of breaking down the borders around Europe? It's essentially protectionism, really. Let's roll these pictures, because we have some pictures of this new drive to buy products that are made in France, and it even has a new slogan, Made in France. And they've added a little E. They've Frenchified the Made in France slogan. So a lot of people are saying that's a bit lame. I would kind of agree. I think just keep it in English, maybe. So in any case, people are saying that, there's an article online, in any case, Rue 89, saying, this journalist said, "I tried this out. I tried only buying products that were made in France. It almost ruined me." Because let's be honest, France is kind of it's specialised now in luxury products.
Foie gras champagne,
right.
Hermès scarves, Chanel handbags.
And if you're buying French fruit and veg, it's also very expensive compared to imported fruit and veg.
Oh, I didn't think of vegetables, sorry. I was thinking about fashion. And
just one
food.
thing to finish on. François, you wouldn't, you see.
I don't eat food.
François Bayrou, a politician, he made this statement last week and everybody was laughing at him because he ended up driving off in an Audi. He said everyone should buy just made in France products, and then he drove off in an Audi.
There he is in his German-made car. Brilliant. All right, James Credon, many thanks indeed.
Thanks, Laura.
That's it for Media Watch. Now it's time for our daily dose of web news, and we start today with a rapid escalation in violence in Syria. Take a look.